midlife crisis.
Have you gone through a midlife crisis already?
I mean, I kind of wonder if I'm going through one now. But I'm too young. I'm kidding. Okay, are we rolling?
We're rolling. Rolling.
Rolling. Tina Turner.
Rolling on the river.
Welcome to the Hit Home Podcast. You're here with Natalie Hashka, city girl turned entrepreneur who transformed a dream into a successful real estate brand, making her first six figures at just 20-something from a house flip. I'm here with my co-host, Layla Anderson. And this is where we come to have raw conversations and build real connections around life, entrepreneurship, personal growth, pop culture, and real estate. We're so happy that you're here and hope that our experiences hit home with you. Get ready for some major realness and some kick-ass connections. Okay, so we're back, guys. What's up? How are you? So today we're going to talk about midlife crisis. And I joke with Lay that I think that I might be going through one, not trying to age myself here, but we've done a little bit of research and we're going to share some stuff with you. And maybe you're feeling some of these things. I mean, you might be even feeling some of these things because statistically you're in this kind of age range, believe it or not.
So I think I went, I think I skipped
Well, your lashes look really great. I'm sorry, off topic.
Really?
Yeah.
You know I did it just now in 3.7 seconds.
Why do you remind me how ugly I am compared to you? Keep going.
Okay, so I think that I skipped the whole midlife crisis and went straight grandma mode.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to bed at 9:30 before dating, so I'm pure grandma too.
No, I don't think that that's grandma though.
What do you mean grandma? Like Stada Baba, like what?
Like gardening, crocheting. I went full ass grandma mode. I skipped the midlife crisis.
Got it.
But I just turned 32, so maybe there's still
time.
Yeah,
just a couple days ago, everyone. Yeah. Happy birthday, Lay.
But maybe that's why.
Okay.
I still have time probably, but I feel like I went I skipped right through.
Yeah.
Right through midlife crisis mode and just went full ass grandma.
Yeah, where I was locked down early and now I feel like I'm living parts of my life that I haven't experienced that I should have experienced in my 20s. So I feel like it's weird, I'm older, but I'm doing things that I should have done younger that I haven't gone through, so I feel younger.
Right.
And unexperienced in a weird way. So let's first talk about this here. So a midlife crisis is defined as a period of emotional turmoil, typically in middle age, around 40 and older, can go up to 60 years old. And it is characterized by a strong desire or will to change. That's the definition of it, though.
Okay.
And being in your midlife can basically make you want to have the human experience. So you're looking or yearning for something that maybe you had missed out on, or you're feeling like life might be finite. You can feel that there's a bit of an expiry.
Catching up to you.
Yeah, and maybe things you haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So apparently 10 to 20% of adults claim to have experienced a midlife crisis only, though, which seems super low. I feel like people might not know that they're having one.
I feel like it's a spectrum.
Right.
Yeah. You don't need to get a divorce and marry a 26-year-old and buy a Porsche, but
here's the thing though, not gonna lie, I'm totally going to put a group of men in a box here. I feel like you can tell when a man's going through a midlife crisis. Oh, totally.
You can see
they
from a mile away.
They start going to the gym, or they start changing the way they dress, and they buy the sports car.
Yeah. So you can see it from a mile away.
Right. It's the little dick syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. Except you're just middle-aged.
Except you're just middle-aged. It's like the little dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's got the loud bark. Who doesn't bite though.
Yeah, so, you can.
Right.
You can tell for sure.
Okay, so it says here typically, a midlife crisis can be triggered by any number of major factors that come into your life, but the big ones are divorce, a death of a close loved one, boredom, or a significant life event. And it basically makes you ponder your identity and your purpose in life. Now, we're going to get into some of these things because there's common signs and symptoms of midlife crisis that I thought we should discuss. And the research I did here for Lay and I, it talks about people are going through it way younger. and is why I kind of wondered if I was going through it. And I definitely went to Google. I'm not going to lie. Because I was like, is this a midlife crisis? Like,
you
what?
WebMD'd midlife crisis.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what's going on with me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Where do you want to go with this? Do you want me to talk about what people might feel like? Or do you want to talk about common signs?
I feel like we should talk about your signs first.
My signs.
Yeah. If you feel like you have signs of a midlife crisis, and then we can reference
so
the research.
I feel like turning 40, I'm halfway through my life. And if you want to go deeper, no one has lived until 80 years old in my family.
Okay.
That's a little morbid.
Yeah.
But like, we don't have a long shelf life, so to speak, in my family. So for me, it's like I'm actually past the midway point in my life. Now, yes, I'm healthy. Yes, medicine is different now. But if I'm looking at like the roots in my family and like genetics
average,
and history,
yeah.
it's like, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
I'm like past the halfway mark. Then, I went through some stuff in my personal life, and a lawyer brought it to my attention that your largest earning years for income for any human being, no matter your career, is 40 to 50.
Right.
So I'm also kind of like thinking like, well, what is this next decade going to bring for me, and what do I want from it? And if that's the case, like if that's like your largest earning potential for any person, I'm just like, I have like 10 years left to like grow my career, grow my brands, the business, and like try and make what I want of myself, because I have accomplished what I've wanted in life, and this is my second career, as you know. But it's like, what do I really want out of these next 10 years, and how am I going to maybe break it down into 5-year plans and make things happen? Not that like you can't progress or make even more money or have potential earnings after 50.
Yeah.
That's just like the generic stat about earning your income potential is 40 to 50.
Yeah.
So like those are kind of my thoughts right there. Then the fact that like I've lost like 20 years. And I say that with like a grain of salt. I was with somebody for 15 years. And then I had a horrible car accident that monopolized like 5.5 years of my life with a lawsuit and rehab and all of that.
Right.
So it's like the last 20 years, I focused mostly on my career and my partner. But I didn't foster other parts of my life. And then changing careers and having the accident, it's like I'm really trying to hone into the areas that I want to foster. And as much as I want to grow as far as like the business goes, and obviously this venture with you, which I just said off air, excites me more than anything these days. It's like there's other parts of my life that I haven't fostered or devoted the same amount of time. And my mom tells me that all the time. She's like, if you applied the same amount of effort and energy to like meeting a man that you do your business or your macros or you're working out, you probably would be in like a nice, healthy, loving relationship.
Right. And we talked about that too. Like
right.
Sacrificing, not even sacrificing, just making the choice
right,
to do something that you wouldn't do otherwise.
Yeah. And having something take a back seat for a different priority based on where you're at a certain stage in your life.
Yeah.
Which I agree with.
Yeah. So could a midlife crisis be defined as you changing your priorities?
Well, for me, or do you mean statistically? Because statistically, it talks about like one's purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So
maybe that person didn't feel like they're even on track to fulfill their life.
I think there's a lot of people who probably work a 9 to 5 and aren't doing what they love.
Yeah.
And they're not passionate about their job, but it pays the bills. And so I think that a lot of people would fall into that scenario where they feel like they're not living their best life, or they're not here living their life's purpose.
Right.
You and I are fortunate that we actually do love what we do and it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm not like that. Like I don't feel like unfulfilled. But I don't want to have regrets. Right? I also have injuries that I know are going to get worse as I age. Like I already have arthritis and things like that. And so it's like, I don't want to wait to travel because I might not see these countries the way that I would want to see them. Maybe my body won't hold up. Maybe I can't like walk and do sightseeing and touring the way that I would want to do.
Right.
You know, so I'm in this weird predicament, and you and I have talked a lot about this, like off air again, about like, what do I do? Like, do I take a sabbatical from work?
Mm-hmm.
Do I take some time off and like explore and to process what's happened to me and like heal on a different spiritual level that I haven't done? Because like I've done the work with the professionals,
right,
and my bones have healed, and you know, my heart has healed. But with trauma, it's easy how you can bury things and we choose to forget what we want, and you've not really actually like
dealt with it,
healed
from it.
Yeah. And I definitely experienced a little bit of that in Tulum for my birthday, because I was like, wow, this is the first time that I've been able to like clear my head and not have something to distract me, because I'm also noticing that as busy as I am, distraction is a form of anxiety. And like I openly talk about having anxiety and PTSD. So like there's a part of me that wants to travel now. Like, why not now? I don't have a family. I don't have a partner. So if there's opportunities to travel with people, why not do it now when I can afford to and I'm able and willing, especially with my body.
Yeah.
But then
midlife crisis.
I know. Ding, 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 ding. And then there's a part of me that feels, and it's really weird, and I'm going to say this, I've given 0 fucks in my life what people have thought about me, like literally 0 fucks. If I cared, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
But there is a part of me that wonders what people in my industry will think of me if I were to take like a sabbatical.
Realtors are so judgmental.
So judgmental.
Like, actually, it's so judgmental.
Right. And like
it's, yeah.
It's stupid though. Like, I shouldn't care.
No.
And I know you would feel the same way.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
And my mom said something interesting to me. Sorry, total stutter there. Interesting to me. She said, they're only going to raise a brow because they're jealous if they judge, because you can afford to not work and live your best life. Yeah. And a lot of people would envy being able to take a sabbatical or go travel or take an extended period of time, because like as a woman, you don't actually get to take any time off in your adult life unless you're in mat leave, and like that's still work.
It's not time off.
It's not time off.
Yeah.
But like we don't have that same balance that like other countries have.
No.
With work and life balance, and being able to be like, oh, like I'm a teacher and I get a couple months off in the summer. Like we go hard, and we go hard all the time. Having a family too. So like, I feel like I missed the boat on that, or like the ship has sailed.
Why?
Because I don't want to be an old mom. Right? Like, let's just say, and for all of our listeners out here, I went off the birth control pill a year ago, actually, last July. And
that's what's triggering the midlife crisis. Is you getting off of birth control.
I feel much better being off of it.
Of course you do. You're a functioning human being now.
Yeah, without artificial hormones.
Jesus. It should be illegal.
I know, no kidding. And I was on it for, I can tell you right now, 23 years.
That's fucked up.
Straight, no breaks. On the pill. Wild, right?
I was on the pill for like 3 years.
Yeah, most people aren't. I got on it at 16 years old and went off at 39.
That's wild.
I know.
Oh my God.
But I've had this,
you're a kook.
No wonder. That's just one of the reasons. Let's be real. And I've had this reoccurring dream, which my family and like, you know, that I'm going to get pregnant. Like, I've had this fucking dream that I was going to get pregnant by accident.
You've been on birth control. You think it's just going to happen like that?
Well, my doctor says it can.
Well, of course it can. But like, you've been on birth control for how long?
23 years.
23 years. Of course you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to get pregnant.
Yeah, like I have this fear. And like I
have a friend that got pregnant while she was on birth control.
Yeah, no, I was like, had a reminder on my phone. I'm so A-type. Like I was
like, she had an IUD and she got pregnant. Like, so anything's possible.
I know.
As long as like whatever
God
has planned for you.
I know. He's like, I'm put baby in this bitch.
So if you're going to get pregnant, you're going to get pregnant. So.
And I've never tried to get pregnant, right? So like intentionally. So, but I do feel like my age, like if I were to get pregnant in the next little while, I don't want to be like 60 or 61 with a 20-year-old. Ew.
Why?
That's an old
I
mom.
know. Like my mom was 28 when she had me, and I feel like my time is ticking. Like I'm 32. Like I'm like, oh my God, I'm so old.
Don't get me started. You're going to make me have a wrinkle. I'm going to raise a brow.
No, but I think that, but there's tons of people that are over 40 that are having like their first kids. There's tons of people. Times are changing. They don't get like women.
Because we're focusing on careers.
Exactly. The times have changed.
I
Like
know.
when my grandparents had their kids, they were like 19, 20, but all they had to worry about was being a mom.
I know, but like I do feel like, listen, I get a lot done in a day, truthfully. Like I get more done in the first like 5 hours of my day that some people get done in a full day. So I'll give myself credit there. But I also know that like I'm definitely more tired. I don't bounce back. Like I feel the differences in my body at 40.
Yeah.
Compared to when I was younger. So it's like, would I even be able to keep up with a child? And I'm going to like be very honest here. I don't even know if you know this about me. Even though I was with someone for 15 years, and I told this recently to a guy that I'm dating, I didn't ever want to marry him. That should have been like a fucking red flag.
Yeah.
I know. Okay. But so I've also never met a man that I looked at and I was like, oh, I want you to be my baby daddy.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'd have a child if I like saw something in a man and I thought like, that's him. That's the guy that I'd want, you know, his sperm from, like genetically. And then also the fact of like, I'd want him to be actively involved. Like I don't just like want a father who's not under the same roof.
Yeah, totally.
Like I want a traditional relationship.
Yeah. I think it's also funny that like we're talking about like us as women having midlife crises, because I feel like historically, whenever you say like, oh my God, they're having a midlife crisis, I think of a man.
Me too.
Right away.
Me too.
But it's because the roles are so different now.
In reverse.
And yeah, almost. But like, I feel like women are feeling that a lot.
The pressure.
The pressure of like having to work and having your kids and having this and having that. So like definitely at like 40 to 45, I can imagine that there are these women that are like,
okay, but hold on though. So
hell?
let's go to that, because I feel like
probably even earlier.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering here. There is, I want to say here, the average age. Bear with me here. It's young. Like you're going to be shocked when I share this stat with you. Ready to make a move in the GTHA? We'd love to be a part of that journey. Not in our area, but still in Canada? Connect with us and we will point you in the right direction. I want to say it was like 33 or 34. Let me just pull this up.
For women?
Yeah, like, and this is why I Googled it, because I thought to myself, like, we're going into perimenopause earlier and things like that. And so I was like, I'll
tell you exactly why it's 33 to 34, because women are just having their kids. The average age for a woman now is later.
Like postpartum?
So it could be postpartum, or it could be them having to go back to work. I have someone in my life that's very close to me that is having a really, really hard time with having to leave their kid, because I think
that would be me too.
They don't even, the thing is like, everyone has to work. We all know that. Like the world, this is how our world in the West is built. Okay.
And dual income households.
And dual income, you have to, right? But the way it's set up, that you have to leave your kid at like 1 year old. Yeah. And they don't know what's going on. No. And then you have to go back to a job that
doesn't have the same.
But you don't even care about.
It doesn't have the same meaning once you have a child.
Yeah. But you don't care about it to begin with anyway.
That's right.
Or you're not really passionate about it anyways, but now having to justify going back to work and leaving your kid.
Totally. It's a double whammy.
There's no way. Like I totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Okay. There's like career changes and everything in that time frame for women, because they want to adjust their.
Okay, well, hold up. So let's think about that. In 2017, how many years ago is that? 7? Right? So I was 33 when I made my career change into real estate. So fuck me.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, so I have like generic stats for us, and then I have millennial stats for us. So We talked about earlier that 10 to 20% of people have claimed to experience a midlife crisis. If we're talking about just millennials.
And that's just accepting that you had a midlife crisis.
Accepting it and being hyper aware of it.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are not aware and are in denial.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
81% of millennials in a survey finds that they can't afford to have a midlife crisis, though.
No.
Okay, so...
Yeah, totally.
Right. Now, in here, too, this is where we get into some... Okay, 64% of millennials have experienced... Look at you, you just sat up. You're like, I'm more interested right now. Let's talk about our people. 64% have experienced a life crisis. Okay. In 2024, 39% are currently experiencing a life crisis of some sort. 1 in 2 millennials are expected to have a midlife crisis. Our generation's fucking tired.
Oh, we're so tired.
All we do is work, and then we have to hear it from the boomers.
Yeah, that when I was your age.
Yeah, totally.
I walked to school uphill both ways and bought my house for $3.54.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1 in 10 millennials have already experienced a midlife crisis, and the average age is 34 years old.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's so wild.
I think it also has to do with maybe the expectation, the traditional expectation to be married with kids by the time you're 30, 31.
Totally.
And then if that doesn't happen by the time you're 33, 34, obviously you're going to have a mental fucking breakdown.
But everything,
try to drastically change what's going on in your life to see if there's a better path for you.
But I feel like it starts younger. There's this pressure of choosing what you want to do with your life straight out of high school. I didn't know what the fuck and who I was at 18.
I know.
And then you go and spend thousands of dollars in either
that is the most irresponsible thing
I know.
Ever. Ever.
So you're supposed to make a decision and you don't even know who you are. You're not developed.
No.
And either go to university or college. Then you come out and the expectation of getting a job in that industry is there. Yeah. And you also are paying back student loans. And then the next big life event is
so
getting married, right? Because gosh, you're fucking useless in this world, especially being us European.
Yeah.
I was such a blasphemy in my family. I've never been married. I've never been engaged.
Yeah.
Never had a baby. So I must be a lesbian. Literally, what's wrong with her? Either
she's a closet lesbian.
I'm a closet lesbian, or my expectations are too high.
First.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Natalie has her liquor license.
I've never heard that.
Oh, it's my favorite term.
Oh my god.
But
I know.
Then it's the pressure of that.
Yeah, totally.
And then by that time you're at 30.
Yeah,
and
then
it's
there's
kids.
a lot of us that are first generation, right? So definitely the millennials.
Right. And then after the kids, and we see this firsthand being our industry, it's everybody's cock's got to be bigger because then so you've done the school, you've paid your loan, you found the man, you got married.
Yeah.
Then it's 30, you're supposed to have a kid. God forbid you don't have something. And then it's the house. Yeah. And then it becomes the battle of the houses because now
keeping up with the Joneses.
Nobody can have an entry-level house.
No.
Everybody wants stone countertops and renovations and these big houses they can't afford.
And then they're house poor.
So there's those expectations, and then the cars, and then trying to keep up with stupid social media and these lifestyles and the highlight reel, and also how girls look. I can't believe how young girls are getting Botox and filler and pressures like that to look a certain way and show up.
Yeah.
And I feel pressures, horrible pressure online.
Yeah.
I never feel good enough to be online.
No, I know.
So I feel it's a rat race, and I feel
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting, and I'm not even sure you ever catch up to it, because here I am at 40, and when we were recording one video, when we were talking about the expiry date of a woman, and I said, it's me. And I'm not kidding. I know that there's a lot of young men out here that are liking me and interested in me. And perhaps I don't look, act, or feel my age at 40, but if you think that there's not a day that goes by that I'm not looking at myself being well, fuck me, I'm going to crack any day. I'm going to get wrinkles and I am going to look older. I'm fortunate up until this point with genetics and being European that I've got nice dewy plump skin and I don't have wrinkles and I'm trendy and so I look younger, but I don't know, like what's 5 or 10 years? And my mom keeps going, you're going to be J-Lo at 50. You're still going to be hot. And I'm like, I'm glad you think that. But like, I mean, the pussy still will be good. Just saying.
What midlife crisis?
Stop. But it's like biologically.
Yeah.
I'm still that age. Like an old car is an old car.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Did you see that clip of I don't watch the Kardashians, but I saw a clip that they all did their biological age, not like their chronological age. And Kim was like if that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does. But Kim is pushing.
I'm gonna do it after this episode.
How old is she?
I think she's my sister's age, like 43.
Yeah. So she was 20. No, she was 34 biologically.
Like, she did this recently?
Yeah.
Apparently? Okay.
And then Chloe's, I think, in her late 30s.
Yeah, she's
maybe
younger.
40.
I think she's my age, at like 84.
Yeah. And her biological age is 28. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So it was actually, like, I mean, they did it, like, with a doctor and, whatever. I mean, these celebrities pay for, like, whatever. Like,
the access to things that they have. I know.
But, it was really interesting, actually. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Totally.
Yeah, to see what your biological age is.
So most common mental struggles during life crisis, and this is specific to millennials, 58% say loss of purpose, 57% say sadness in general, 54%.
Just sadness. Just melancholy.
I feel it sometimes.
Just melancholy.
54% is burnout, which like I feel burnt out all the time. I never wake up feeling refreshed. 89% is anxiety, and 76% is depression. The most common experiences during a life crisis is interesting too. You either lose or gain weight, which I can attest to both of those things during rough times in my life. Consuming more alcohol, yep. Attending therapy, check. New appearance, hair, clothing. No, I mean, I feel like I've always been cute, like stylish. And then a new hobby. I mean, I just started back pole this year. Fuck me. Maybe I am. I don't know, having one.
I feel like a lot of people just don't realize that they're going through that. Like, calling it a midlife crisis is kind of harsh. I think like people can just like live their life. Like if you're going off the fucking rails, like then that's a little bit different. I would be like, that's a midlife crisis. If someone like, I mean,
you did tell me I was going 0 to 100 with like going to bed at 9:30 and then coming home at 5:07 a.m. for a date. So,
well, it's just not characteristic of you, but you are.
I'm trying to live in the moment though.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not going on like a fucking bender, and you're not going to like.
No, I'm not dating multiple people, and I didn't.
And doing a bunch of drugs like that.
No, and that was one night. It's not multiple nights. It was a one-off.
Which is fine. It could be multiple nights. I wouldn't call that a midlife crisis though.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think.
Thanks for making me feel better.
I think you're okay.
Okay. This was interesting too. So they say 49% of millennials feel trapped in their life.
Oh.
85 feel trapped by money, which I get. 72% feel trapped in a life circumstance. And this is a big one. I think a lot of people feel this. 70% say they are not where they thought they would be at this point in their life.
Yeah, totally, of course.
And I think you have to let go of that. Like that was something I did in therapy, was like when my ex cheated and I chose to leave him because I knew I could not be with someone who had done that to me. I could not recover from that. So it was best for me to walk away. And then the accident happened the same year. It was such a tough year for me, having both of those big life events. I had to let go of what I thought my life looked like and what it was going to be. And I had to accept what it was. And like the 7 stages of grief was something that I had to do in rehab because like I was in fucking denial. And the first step is acceptance. Like, you know, you had a car accident. These are your injuries. This is going to be your recovery. Like your ex cheated and you know, like you're single and you're going to have to like start your life over and figure it out.
It was like a rebirth.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to find out who I am, and I'm learning about myself through dating and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are constantly comparing, because I know I compared myself. We always called it like inside joke, like before accident, after accident.
Yeah, no, I know.
Nat.
Well, I think that a lot of like the comparison also for us, for our generation, has to do with social media too. And we always go back to that, but it's something that I studied in school. Like
cool.
the effect that social media has on our generation specifically, because we didn't have it before. Our parents never had it.
No.
But now we're actively able to compare our life to someone else's highlight reel.
Yeah.
And of course that's detrimental to your mental health. I don't know what the next generations are going to be like, but like, of course we're experiencing it. So when you're comparing a boomer, like their midlife crisis could be going out and buying a Corvette.
Okay, no offense though, to interrupt you. Their midlife crisis was because they were wearing legit OG mom jeans.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're Karens.
Yeah.
And like, I think moms back in the day looked like a mom, where like we don't fit that stereotype. Like if you still want to wear heels and like a bodycon dress and push a stroller, you can at our age. But like, I feel like those women age themselves. And so like going through a midlife crisis, like 40 was old back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I
you know?
Well, because they had kids so young too. So it's a little bit different.
And they didn't take care of themselves though like we did.
Yeah, it's different.
Like we do. Sorry, present time.
Yeah. But I think that like just the comparison in and of itself, because going like just think about having to grow up during their generation. The only way that you knew what was going on in someone else's life is if you heard about it from someone else, or you saw them or whatever they told you. That's the only reason why. Yeah. So that's where you get that highlight reel from. Our highlight reel is at our fingertips at all times. So when you're like, they say comparison is the thief of joy.
I love it.
So like, of course we're gonna, when we're looking at stats comparing us to boomers, of course we're gonna have an earlier than expected midlife crisis.
It's what's interesting about the social media thing? So I went out with a friend over the weekend, and I mean, listen, sometimes I look at my stories and I'm like, wow, if I didn't know myself, I look like I'm living the best motherfucking life. Like I can look at my stories and go, wow, like they look really great. Like she looks like she has a great life. Yeah. And the funny thing is that I let so many people into my life, but I'm so intentional. Like, so people can think they know so much about me. Yeah. And it's like, you guys have no clue. Yeah. Like, I don't drop men on my page. I don't let people know who I'm dating, names. They don't know if I'm on a date with a friend. Yeah. Like, I'm very protective of that, because I don't feel like everyone deserves to have access to me. But at the same time, people want to know the behind the scenes person in our industry. Right. So it's dropping enough about your life to let them in and still trying to keep private. Which is super important to me, because I'm actually a very private person. So yes, to go back to what you're saying, they are comparing it to the highlight reel, but I have shared when I've had bad days online. I've shared stuff about my ex. I've shared stuff about my accident, but for the most part, people are thinking I'm living my best life, and they might not know that I'm like super anxious that day, or that I'm spiraling because like a guy I'm dating is getting in my head. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I'm questioning myself. Exactly. You know. Yeah. But like others don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, we live a crisis every fucking day.
Every day.
That's literally all it is.
It's no joke. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's why I say I skipped the whole midlife crisis thing if I was ever to get one.
But there's still time though, because technically it's 40 to 60. It's saying that the millennial average age though is 40. So like you might experience something later. Like if you end up having a family, you don't know what it'll be like after child. Yeah, maybe. You'll be before child, after child. I'm before accident, after accident version. Okay, so 62% of people have a delayed major life milestone because of financial reasons. So like either they can't afford like a wedding, or they can't afford like the house, things like that. Yeah. And 30% have a delayed major life milestone because of mental health reasons. So it says here that they don't mentally feel stable at this point to their life. Which I actually get, because I feel like none of us really feel, I mean, damn it, in our industry, it's hard because we don't know where our next dollar's coming from or when it's coming. Hell, you know, I'm trying to get a commission paid to me that hasn't been paid, and it's like months.
Yeah, it's not for the weak.
No.
This industry, yeah, for sure.
Someone once told me getting into real estate that you needed thick skin and a tough gut.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And it's like, you need both those for sure. And even at that, like, I mean, damn, 50% people leave in the first 18 months. So, okay, this one's kind of sad. 56% of millennials feel like they've not succeeded in their adult life. which I think goes back to the comparison.
I think it's honestly the societal pressures.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to live this life, and like, we're supposed to live a better life than our parents lived, but with a hell of a lot less.
Yeah.
Like, when we're comparing,
yeah,
hell of a lot less. And yeah, there's people that will never own a home. But like, to their generation, that makes absolutely no sense.
I know.
How do you not own a home? But the ratio, like the income to like their income was a lot higher.
Yeah,
like,
but they could also, so the baby boomers could have one income, so they could have a single income household.
Yeah.
They also had job security that we didn't have. Mm-hmm. They had pensions. Okay. I feel like our generation is, like, I feel like we're the generation of like a juggler. Mm-hmm. I feel like we have multiple gigs. Mm-hmm. We're dabbling because like no one offers full time.
Yeah.
So you're doing multiple different streams of things to bring in income and to make ends meet. And you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. Like, pensions are a joke.
Yeah.
You know, job security is a joke.
Well, yeah, you have to think of also like what the population is here too now. Right. So it's completely different.
I know.
And the like, housing is not affordable, and it's not what it was like.
No,
before.
and like, we talked a little bit about this before, you and I off air. I always knew I didn't want to live long term in Canada. Mm-hmm. I always thought it was going to be Florida, truthfully. Weird. But my cousin and I were talking last year, and she was one of the first people, and then I started to notice how many other people felt the same way, and it was more prevalent. Mm-hmm. Everyone's saying like, Canada is not the place to be an entrepreneur and be self-employed. Like, the way it's set up now, it used to be.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Right. More beneficial, but it's garbage now.
Yeah.
And so like, now I'm looking at, well, like, where would I want to live where I'm not paying all these taxes and I can still do what I love and like live in a country that I feel is more aligned with my values than Canada. Cause like, I obviously love where I live, but it's hard being out here.
Yeah.
And, you know, you and I have talked like long-term plans. Like, I would love to have boots on the ground here with the business, but also be able to be remote and work from anywhere.
Yeah.
And travel abroad and maybe follow someone if I met someone and follow them and things like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't really know where that is at this point, but I just think Canada ain't it.
Yeah.
It ain't it.
You move abroad, midlife crisis. You do anything with your life, midlife crisis.
Stop.
No, that's how I feel it is. That's how I feel.
Yeah, not
like,
me specifically though, because like,
No.
I just feel like these things I could have done when I was younger, but I was in a relationship that was different. Like, he didn't want to travel, and
but I think that the label of the midlife crisis is just like, your circumstances have now changed. So now all of a sudden
Melting
you're
pot.
fulfilling your dreams, and now that's a midlife crisis.
Correct.
Is what I mean.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Totally.
Help us spread the love one home at a time. Rate, review, and share this podcast. It would mean the world to us, and hey, it may even change someone else's world. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also find us both on Instagram at The Real Nat and at Lai Real Estate.
This is interesting because we've talked about it. 60% of millennials are frustrated by the way older generations perceive us.
Yeah.
I know, because they're like, you know, you should
They
have it
don't-
easy.
they don't get it.
And like, you know, there's so
No.
many ways to make money now. I hear that all the time from them. You know, so that's hard. 2 in 3 millennials have experienced criticism or judgment from other generations about their lifestyle choices. And 87% do not believe that older generations accurately understand the challenges and experience that we millennials face. And I actually think that's accurate. I would fall in that 87%.
Yeah, that's definitely accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, we went through like a huge crash, and you know, we saw a lot of shit and had to experience a lot of economic turmoil. And then, but we're still expected to succeed the way that they succeeded, where this is like the worst Like the economy but it still hasn't recovered.
And I said that from day one.
Yeah.
I said that we weren't going to see the aftermath of the pandemic till 4 or 5 years out.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even think we've seen the full effect, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree.
We haven't. And I mean, like COVID, like everyone expected the housing market to crash.
I know.
It didn't.
Nope.
But it has to sometime.
Yeah,
the bubble has to burst sometime.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to be like an overnight thing.
No.
It's going to be gradual.
Absolutely.
But I think that's just another nail in the coffin for the millennials. Like, how is anyone supposed to get ahead?
So like a year ago, I said it, and I think I'm dead on to this. I think the dream of home ownership in Canada is gone. Like, I think we are going to be like Toronto and New York, where you will only ever rent and you will not be able to own real estate.
Yeah, I think that's our reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
totally.
it doesn't matter if it's a single or dual income household.
No,
I think
it
if
doesn't.
you do not own, you probably will not get into the housing market at this point.
No. I think the whole idea of a nuclear family is out the door.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, even the stats, you and I talked about this, my goodness, last year when, we were planning this podcast and things like multi-generational families used to be an ethnic thing.
Yeah.
You're seeing it amongst
Everyone.
Caucasians,
Yeah.
like 8th-generation Canadians, because that's the only way now.
But now they call it like compounds.
I know.
Like they buy, a few
know.
acres of land and put multiple houses on them and then call them compounds.
And I guess that depends. So like when I was in Tulum,
I mean, like I'm down.
oh, totally.
Like I'd be so down. It would be actually kind of fun. But like
here's the thing. When I was in Tulum,
yeah,
one of the awakenings I had, because it was a very spiritual trip to me. I was there. I took taxis. I went off resort. I rode a bike. Nearly killed myself because you have to pedal backwards. They don't have brakes. So to stop, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a good time. But I went and we looked at real estate because like it's popping down there, right? And they're expanding. I want to go back and see what they do in a couple years because there's already been so much growth. But I looked around and I was like, what the fuck does it matter if I own or not? Like, what does it matter if I just rent a place? It doesn't matter at all. And then it was like, what does it matter if I don't own a motherfucking car? Like, I can get around on a taxi, on a bike.
Yeah.
Go get my food fresh every day. But then you come home, and I was home for 24 hours, and I kid you not, you know this, I believe, undiagnosed, but I know myself well enough that I experienced for the first time in my life full-blown depression coming home from Tulum. I did not recognize myself. And
that happens after trips though a lot.
So I've heard, but
it's like
I'm a novice, so
like
I don't know this.
Dopamine crash.
Right. And it didn't help that it was a very spiritual trip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was very immersed in my experience while I was there, like off my phone, fully not working.
Yeah.
And I've not done that. So it was very different for me.
Yeah.
But I came home and I was like, what does it matter if I own or rent? What does it matter what I drive if I don't even own a car? But it matters here because that's how we put weight on status and worth and value.
Yeah. That's how you calculate it.
Right. So like you haven't made it in life if you don't fucking own a home in Canada.
No, and it's all bullshit.
And you haven't made it if you don't lease or finance a car or a very expensive car. And then like, do you have a vacation property or a second home or an investment property? And it's absolutely ridiculous. And like,
yeah, I mean,
the pressure
something
again.
that when I first got into real estate, it was like the term was building generational wealth.
Yes. I hate that term though. No offense.
Like, who built the generational wealth for the millennials?
It's such an overused term everywhere.
Like, what do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
of course, you obviously strive and you want to provide for your future kids if you're even going to have kids.
If you're going, yep.
But what does it matter if you die tomorrow?
I know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You can strive towards these goals, and those are good goals to have. But if it's you're sacrificing your mental health,
Yeah, it's not worth it.
for that, that's a different story.
I agree, totally.
So, and I think that a lot of people have that societal pressure to, have the nuclear family, you get married, like that's how life works. You get married, you buy a house, you have the kids, you buy another house, a bigger house.
Yeah.
Then the kids move out, you buy, you're an empty nester, now you buy a smaller house, but now you have all this money.
For sure.
Well, it's not a reality for our generation or the ones below us anymore.
No.
So.
Not at all.
Yeah.
A few more stats here I want to share. So typically a midlife crisis for a man, take a wild guess how many years you think it lasts. It's a range.
I will say 2 to 5 years.
2 to 5 for women. You're dead on.
Oh, wow.
Men's 3 to 10.
Holy shit.
Longer. Probably why they have affairs, right?
That's probably just enough for them to like, I'm having an affair, I'm getting the divorce, I'm marrying the person that I was having the affair with. Yeah. And then after the 10 years, they split.
Yeah, totally. So let's go over, there's a couple things here that I definitely want to review before we wrap. One of the things are things you might feel, and then how to deal. Okay. So things you might feel if you're having a midlife crisis, and for all of you listening, maybe you'll relate to some of these, maybe not. You could have a deep sense of remorse for goals that have not been accomplished, a fear of humiliation among more successful colleagues or people in your life, longing to achieve a feeling of youthfulness, need to spend more time alone or with certain peers, a heightened sense of their sexuality or lack of it, boredom, confusion, resentment, or anger due to their disconnect with their marital partner, work, health, economics, or social status. That's a big one. An ambition to right the missteps they feel they've taken early in life.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting.
And I feel like whether I've experienced some of these or not, I can relate to all of them because I'm like, that makes sense. Like that totally makes sense going through this list.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of times you associate it with a timeline. So like a midlife crisis. You could experience those things at any time, at any point in your life.
Yeah.
So I think like maybe taking away the whole concept that it has to happen at a certain age is probably better, because then you can kind of just navigate yourself through it. Like you could have a crisis at any time. You could feel unfulfilled at any time, and then work on that at any time in your life.
So I love that you brought this up, because I had a conversation with my marketing girl recently. Okay. And she was like, Nat, I don't even know what you want when it comes to dating. And I'm close to you. Like we talk every day, and girl, you confuse me. And I was like, but I shouldn't confuse you, because I don't know what I want. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I technically don't need to be claimed by anybody at this point, but I'm trying to figure things out myself. And I think the beauty and the feedback that I've gotten from men that are younger and why they like dating women who are slightly older is because there's no pressure.
Right.
So like, I'm not looking for someone to be my baby daddy, to put a ring on my finger, to move in, to buy a house, to get married, to propose. I'm like literally like them. I'm like, I'm just vibing it, feeling it out. Like if we're something casual, I'm cool. If it goes to something serious, I'm cool. But like, I'm dating for me, truthfully.
Yeah.
And so I think there's like this attractiveness that comes with not comparing, like you're saying, yourself to timelines and what other people are doing. Because maybe if I was single again at the 25 or 30-year-old version of me, maybe I would be a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? Like, I don't want to say demanding, but
expectant almost.
Maybe I would expect more from a man, because I would think in my mind, like, I don't have time to waste, or I have timelines I'm working with.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like, I've done what I've needed to do financially.
Yeah.
Although I could have a child, I feel like I've missed that boat. So like, that's not on my top priority.
Right.
Marriage has never been a thing for me. So it's just like, I just want someone to love me and like enjoy spending time with me, and whatever our life looks like together, I'm just here to ride that out.
Yeah.
So I think you're onto something when you said that with your last point.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think it's like, you can't also compare yourself with, I lost my train.
That's okay. Like in regards to like where someone else has been,
where
like,
someone else has been, but also like, so those the younger guys,
yeah,
they could compare you with someone that is maybe a little bit younger.
Of course, because that's who they're dating.
Yeah, and they do feel the pressure. But then at the same time, it's like, but are those the people? Like, it almost sounds like they're non-committing at the same time.
The guy?
Because they don't feel the pressure to commit.
To me.
Right.
Yeah, because listen, I think young guys have pressure.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, I've met some guys and dated some guys where they actually said, like, they want to be married with kids. And that was weird to me because I still don't believe that men search for women the way women search for men.
No.
Different episode here and different topic, but I don't think that. So I'm sure there's, like, this relaxed feeling that men probably feel in my presence, knowing that, like, I am here and present. I'm not looking forward.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting anything. Like, I'm just dating them for dating them. Mm-hmm. Because I think it would be stressful being a guy. And I also think it'd be stressful being a man talking about midlife crisis. I think it's stressful for men knowing the weight they have to pull in our society, being like, well, they're going to expect me to pay for the date, so I need money. They're going to expect me to carry the bills in the house or take care of things, or, you know, the whole protect and provide, Steve Harvey's line. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of pressure on men, too, that we probably as women don't see.
Totally.
Because, like, that would emasculate them as well, I think, if they feel like they couldn't protect or provide for their partner.
Yeah.
So I feel like they have different pressures than us. I mean, we all want to look a certain way, women, right? Because you don't want your guy to, like...
That might be, like, a nice, like, counter episode to see, like, to get, like, a man to chime in and see, like, how they experience this whole pressure and midlife crisis. Yeah. And how they deal with that.
Right.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
Because with all the financial stuff we're talking about today, I still feel like that weighs more on a man's, traditionally on a man's shoulders.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what it would feel like to be a man, no matter what age you are, young, 30s, 40, I don't care, 20s, knowing that, like, there might be a girl out there that's like, oh, well, I'll own a house when my man buys it. And, like, my man's going to lease my car. And then when I have a baby, like, he's going to take care of me and, like, he's going to pay the bills. Mm-hmm. And it's like, damn, he might just be getting by himself.
Totally.
And, like, can't think about someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap up here with how to deal with a crisis.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously one of the biggest ones is increasing physical activity, which is one of the big reasons why I start my day with moving my body. It's more for my headspace and mental health than my body any day. Mm-hmm. It's like my time. So getting more exercise and getting out in nature is super important for your CNS, like central nervous system, and sharing your feelings with others. Mm-hmm. And I think this is where men fall short. I don't have the statistic on that, but I can tell you from being in therapy for years and having a lot of male friends around me, men have a higher level of depression and suicide because they do not talk about their feelings, and they don't feel they have the outlets, and they don't have the same kind of circle of friends that women do, where, like, we talk about anything, like even you and I. Yeah. Men don't feel like they have that camaraderie amongst their peers.
No, because I think it's a judgment, like a pride thing.
Yeah, I think they're embarrassed too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like a woman's going to be like, oh shit, I can't get wet, or I can't have an orgasm. You think a guy's going to be like, my dick can't get hard? Like, I have erectile dysfunction, like ED.
Exactly.
So, like, I just don't think
they're never going to admit that.
They're never going to admit that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So talking, and if you can't talk to someone, please seek help. For anybody listening to this, there's a lot of resources online, and there are great therapists that you can talk to with unbiased opinions to help you out. Feeling shame and isolating yourself is huge. So making sure that you get out and support yourself. We talked about this in a previous episode. I'm one of the first things to drop my social life. Yeah. Keeping a social calendar is super important for your mental health. Yep. And those are, like, the biggest ones. Like, those are your three things, I guess, to focus on, which I think are important. Moving your body, your mental health, whether it's sharing your feelings and talking, or having a therapist, and having a supportive social circle. Yeah,
I think that's probably the top three things that you need to be happy in general, right? Like, whether you're going through a crisis or not. I'm not even going to call it a midlife crisis anymore.
What should we call it?
Just like a crisis.
We should try and think of a name.
Should we?
Yeah, and we'll let our people know. But I think if you guys have an idea of a name of what it should be called, because like midlife crisis is like so passé, and like
I just think that
it's
like
negative
there's a
connotation.
Yeah, you're kind of putting a huge label on something where like people could be going through a crisis at any point in time.
Yes.
For a bunch of different reasons, but like it's almost like a stigma around the midlife crisis. Like, you automatically think of a man. When I think of a midlife crisis, I always think about a man. Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't know why. And I think a man in his
50s too, specifically.
Yeah, like late 40s. Yeah, maybe 50s.
No, 50s, not even 40s.
Yeah,
I think
I would
50s
say 50s.
and a man.
Yeah, so it's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it a midlife crisis. You could have that at any time. And like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that whoever is listening today, maybe you could resonate with some of these things. Maybe you got some clarity if you're in a point of your life with some change or transition. Maybe you are having a midlife crisis. No pun intended with that name. And maybe you're not. But regardless, hopefully we were able to help you with this episode today.
I think the stats make you feel less alone.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. You're not alone.
Yeah. You're not alone. You're just part of the average.
And I might be having a midlife crisis myself. So we're in this together.
We're all in this. You probably don't even know that song.
I don't. Oh. Thanks for making me feel fucking old. I'm definitely having a midlife crisis. Okay,
Let's
guys.
wrap this up before Nat loses her shit.
All right, guys. Until next time, you're with your besties, Nat and Lai.
Nat and Lai.
Bye. See ya.
Let's put a bow on it and wrap this episode up. Thank you for joining us today, where we got real and raw. If this hit home for you, don't forget to tap those stars and subscribe to join us next time. Remember what we're here for: raw conversations and real connections. So don't just stop there. Find us both on Instagram at @TheRealNat and at Lai Real Estate, and let's connect. Until next time, on the podcast that feels like home.